So I finally got around to thinking of an intro for this. I mean, I've been wanting to have one for a while, but I'm thinking, well, what do I want to do with it? And I mean, usually what I have is, okay, I gotta think of a song, and then depending on the song, I'll adjust the intro to match. Like, I'll usually have it in rhythm. I mean, that's kind of how it goes, I guess. I have it either in rhythm or I have it in a particular way. And I guess I have it set to Hazy Maze K from Super Mario 64, so yeah, how appropriate, huh? But anyways, hey everybody, LeeSpeed here, coming at you with a video today. It's probably my first video, well, first video that you're seeing of me dueling with the Shaddoll archetype. Now, this isn't the first time I played the deck. I mean, it's far from it. I mean, some people probably seen me play it before. When, you know, I'm not recording, sometimes I just play. And, yeah, it's like my experience has been kind of on and off. But how about them name changes? So, yeah, as you kind of saw at the beginning of this video, I basically just kind of like, I try not to like have a laughing fit, basically, because I mean, I knew the name change was gonna happen, because once I saw the name change from Nephilim to Construct, I knew it was gonna happen to Midrash, but not once did I expect that it would just be Winda. Like, clearly, if you had any doubts, the TCG will enlighten you, because clearly that is Winda on the damn card. But yes, anyways, enough about that. Shaddolls. Now, there's a lot of hype for this archetype, and heck, there's quite a bit of hype for Yangzing and Satellar Knights. But I guess this is gonna be kind of one of the main decks I play, and you know, I'm gonna play like Mega Phantom Beast and stuff like that. But I guess as far as like a meta deck, it's mainly gonna be like this and Mermail. Although with Mermail, there's not much for me to talk about as far as like Mermail goes, and it kind of goes back to someone who messaged me some other time ago saying that I should do live commentary again, and I might consider doing that, especially if I start running out of things to talk about, you know what I mean? You know, doing live commentary would be nice. But with that being said, I'm undecided at this moment. But for now, usually I post commentary. I talk about things relating to the duel or things that may have to do with product or something like that. But as far as like the set Duelist Alliance, I mean, we pretty much got the full spoiler list, and well, apparently we got the full spoiler list, and apparently people have been finding out the English names for some of these cards. So yeah, apparently that's how I freaking knew about the name change for Midrash to Winda. And I'll have a picture of the actual English card on screen, because clearly you guys might think I'm crazy or something like that, but no, that is not the case. It is actually real. Just like Ella's real. But we're not here to talk about Ella's real. Anyways, Shaddolls. Now, a lot of people kind of talk about how this is a very overhyped archetype, and yes, I have to agree with you on that. But there is a reason. There is kind of a reason why everyone was kind of hyping it up. I mean, inherently, when you look at how it works, it makes, you know, they have flip effects and then effects that activate in the graveyard. So they're pretty flexible in that regard. You have Dragon, which can blow up back row when it goes to the graveyard, and then when he's flipped up, you get to bounce a card on the field back into the hand. So he's a great out to certain monsters and back row, especially because, you know, it just shuts things down. And then you have stuff like Hedgehog, which is a searcher on both fronts. When he's flipped, you get a spell or trap Shaddoll card, and then when he's sent to the grave, you get to search a different Shaddoll monster. Obviously, you cannot get another Hedgehog. But yeah, they're very versatile. And when you use Shaddoll Fusion to summon your Elf Shaddoll Fusion monsters, you get the effects of the Shaddoll monsters because they were sent to the grave by an effect. And clearly, you don't minus that often. The only time you're really minusing is if you're using non-Shaddoll monsters you don't inherently get pluses off of. Like if you're using Armageddon Knight, you don't get an inherent plus off of using Armageddon Knight as material. But I mean, you get the effect of whatever you sent with its effect. So I mean, it kind of breaks even in that way. Like if you sent Beast, you get to draw a card. If you sent Hedgehog, you get to search. So you kind of send out your deck and got another card out of the deal. So it's definitely very interesting. And as you can kind of see in my hand, I am actually trying out a card in this deck, Stego Cyber. Now, I know some people were probably not expecting Stego Cyber in this deck. Well, that's just me trying out stuff, because that's a really cool thing I like about this deck. This archetype is that I can try all sorts of fun stuff. In fact, Stego Cyber is one of them. In fact, I'll talk about it in case some people are actually in the dark. Wow. Anyways, Stego Cyber is a dark dinosaur effect, level 6, 1200 attack, 2400 defense. His spec states, during your opponent's turn at damage calculation, if this card is in your graveyard, you can pay 1000 life points. Special summon it, and if you do, you take no battle damage from that battle, and banish this card when it leaves the field. This is a quick effect. You can only use this effect of Stego Cyber once per turn. So, yeah, he's a dark, so he can work with the Shaddoll Fusion. You can use him as material, but this is just kind of a fun tech I'm trying out. The idea is getting him into the grave, whether from the main deck. If your opponent has an Xyz monster or any kind of extra deck monster, you can use material in your extra deck. Getting him from the deck to the grave, or if he's in your hand, you can send him into your hand. And then if you were going to take damage from an attack, you basically summon him, and then you take no damage. And the next turn, you can use him as material again. You can maybe use him for another mid-rash, or if you use it with Falcon, you can make a synchro. Yeah, I'm trying out one copy of Beals of the Diabolic Dragons in the extra deck for now, mainly because you can use him, and you can use Stego Cyber and Falcon because he's a dark tuner. It's just something I'm trying out. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to keep him there, but this is something I wanted to try because it's a new card from Battle Pack 3 that I don't think I've seen anybody even try to run. So, you know what? I'm just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to try running it because why not? It seems like a fun idea. It's level 6, so, I mean, if you use it with Falcon, you can make level 8 synchros. So, I mean, it might not be a terrible idea. I just don't know how conventional it's going to be in the long term. But, yeah, I mean, that's a really cool thing I like about this archetype, is that it allows me to try out all sorts of things. And Stego Cyber is the new card that I wanted to try out with it. And in my opinion, I do think that Stego Cyber can see some kind of play. Maybe not in every deck, though, because he is level 6. I mean, you're definitely going to want to play a deck that focuses on either like milling or just getting monsters into the grave quickly. And obviously he could serve as utility for like rank 6 plays, or you can go for synchro plays. In fact, I can maybe see it being used in Lightsworn, because Lightsworn mills a lot. I mean, if you run like some random Twilight build, you can kind of use him as a utility monster. Because if you're going to take damage, special summon him for 1000 life points. Then you can tune with Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn, to make a 10 synchro. So you can make Leo, which that's not bad. So I don't know. It's just something I'm trying out with that. But kind of going off tangent there. Is Shaddoll overrated? Sure, I can actually agree with that. Everyone's kind of, I don't know. People were just kind of thinking that the deck's going to be like negative 500 or something like that. Or actually the Clyfort monsters are sorry, but we're talking about these guys because the Clyforts aren't even coming out in the TCG for a while. But yeah, I mean, Shaddolls, while they're quite good, and Midrash or Winda shuts down certain matchups, it's not like, this is gonna be like the most broken thing that's ever come out into the game. I mean, like, look at Dragon Rulers. You are more likely to believe that Dragon Rulers, aka Incarnate Dragons, aka Elemental Dragons, aka Suppressor Dragons, are more broken than Shaddolls will ever be. And now, to be fair, that's not a good comparison because, I mean, I don't think anything can compare at this point. Like, they kind of, like, broke the standard for what really powerful cards and stuff do. I mean, I never even did a video talk. I never did like like, I never actually played a Dragon Ruler. I never actually showcased a Dragon Ruler video on my channel, and for good reason. I'm just like, I really don't want to do that. But yeah, Shaddolls are not like, they're not like Dragon Rulers. They can definitely plus like crazy. And heck, I actually had a couple games where I'm just like, oh wow, I can do this and this and this and this, but it's not like Dragon Rulers. But that's not to say, oh, they're not powerful. I do think that people hyping them have a decent enough reason to do that. I mean, I had some hype with it when I first read them because, yeah, I mean, the fusion card is like, oh, I get to fuse monsters. I can make a card that locks down your restrict special summons and get some effects off. Or I can make Construct to send another Shaddoll card to the graveyard and getting the effect of the Shaddolls I use as material. And I can use utility cards like Rainbow Karibo, Effect Veiler. Well, Effect Veiler is kind of a utility card, but it doesn't work in the grave like Rainbow Karibo does. But you can use stuff like Rainbow Karibo. You can use DD. I think it was AC Changer. I don't remember. It's that guy that changes it's the guy you can banish from the graveyard and then changes the battle position of a monster. You can use that guy. You can use whatever you like. So obviously various builds of Shaddolls would come up, like Lightsworn Shaddoll and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just not like the end all be all deck. Now, Clyfords on the other hand might be. They might be. I mean, some have speculated that is going to be Dragon Ruler Mach 2. And seeing how they play, I can definitely understand why they say that. But that remains to be seen. I mean, you know, we'll just have to see how it pans out when it hits the TCG. I mean, clearly the big hype is with Shaddolls and maybe Satellar Knights. Then again, they're not quite at full power yet because the OCG has those exclusive Star Cells, which are, by the way, broken as hell. Like, seriously, Star Cells were, like, terrible. Like, I remember they were pretty terrible in Judgment of the Light. And I'm sure you all can agree with me on that. And then all of a sudden you get a couple new cards, and not only are they just amazing, but the other Star Seraphs aren't even being used. Like, the older ones aren't even used. Like, I haven't seen a pure Star Seraph deck. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this stuff, because yeah, it's a pretty crazy rush, and there's a lot of stuff that you can be ran in this deck. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just starting to have fun with this deck. I mean, I guess it's kind of like with Mermail again, isn't it? Because with Mermail, I didn't care if it was tier whatever. I like the archetype. I like the artwork. I like how it played and stuff like that. And I don't know. I kind of feel the same way with Shaddolls. Now, I have a feeling that I'm gonna hate the mirror match a lot more than I would hate the Mermail mirror. But that's just me. So let me know what you guys think about them. Are they worth the hype? Are they really broken as far as like the status of like Dragon Rulers? Or do you think that, yeah, they're just overhyped? They're a very good deck, but they're not unbeatable. They're not godlike, even though technically El Shaddoll Constrict is based on a god. Never mind. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys next time. I'm gonna probably do more Shaddoll videos because why not? I don't know. Anyways, peace out, guys. Freaking El Shaddoll Winda though?